Alright, so I've been trying for 2 days to get this done. I've been deleting drivers and adding drivers, and my Windows Movie Maker no longer supports MOV files, which is what this shoots. So this may become an obsolete device, but any suggestions you might have as far as a webcam recording software that I could use would be appreciated. I cannot afford to buy Adobe Premiere or Sony Vegas. The Windows Movie Maker that came with this computer is sufficient for what little bit of video editing I do. I know you're used to being behind the camera. I can't be behind the camera and in front of the camera at the same time. So some sort of webcam recording software would be optimal for this kind of stuff, because I can see it on my computer screen right in front of me. So I'm going to try to make this short. I'm going to go over both of these songs. Parental Guidance was something where I noticed you were struggling with what is basically the pre-chorus in that song as well. The G-D-A chord progression. So we're cruising along playing a B for the verse part of the song. So we're B, E, B, E, F sharp. Then we go through this part where I don't know all the fucking words. I don't pay any attention to what's going on lyrically, but the chord progression changes. And it's where the and this is the chorus. So that's that pre-chorus part that I'm talking about, where he's saying, you know, I don't get into the things we do today. And then going into the actual chorus part of the song, you've got these two, I don't know what you call them. So that's G, A, G once, A twice. And then this up here, which is basically E, F sharp, but you can't play it down here, it won't sound right. You can't go. That's not gonna sound right, it's G. We all do that. That gives it that very major kind of sound to it. Lastly, on that song, another part where I saw you kind of struggling was when Mike is doing his solo. So what we're gonna do is we go through that little arpeggiated part of the song, which is basically a bastardized F sharp, an F sharp suspended fourth or suspended second, where you're just playing an F sharp with your forefinger and plucking the open A and D string, and then moving up to an arpeggiated G on 3 strings, an arpeggiated E on 3 strings, and then an D. And that ends on this A. And then we go into this B, G, A progression that Mike plays his lead over. And you may recognize that from one of the other songs. I think in Electric Eye, it kind of walks around a couple of progressions that are very similar to that. But while he's playing his solo, there's a part where we break. And we need to know how to come back into the song after that break. So he's playing his solo and we're going. And this is the part where he's going to play the KK arpeggios. He's going to play those parts, and at the end of it, when he gets up here and starts going, we're going to need to come back in with, and I worked on this the other day. So we're going to fall right back into that G, D, A progression. But as he's coming into it, if you'll listen to the song, you'll kind of hear it. You can kind of also hear KK doing some, a little bit of like the, right at the end of it, but I wouldn't even worry about that. Me and you will just both come in at the same time. When he gets up, he's going. When he gets to this next part, we'll be playing. And it drops us right back down into that pre-chorus progression. Control. So that pretty much covers everything I wanted to go over with you as far as the kind of out in left field, progressions on parental guidance. It's not all just B and E. That's the meat of the verse parts of the song. But like any other Judas Priest song, some of the changes are a little quirky. Touch of Evil's kind of weird. We're all on the same page as far as the, and then the G to A. So you were talking about the pre-chorus part, and I think that whole lead into that, is kind of tricky. It took me quite a while to figure it out. I had to use some tab and kind of watch some of the live videos to see how they were actually playing it live. But so I'll just kind of go through it real quick. Which is actually. So that's the first one that comes up that's kind of tricky. And I think there's still some verse behind it. I don't remember, without hearing it. But it's A, it starts at A, goes up to a B, up to a C, up to a D. So it's kind of tricky to get from here to here in a hurry. But there's really no other way to do it because of the way that it slides, Yeah. You could try to do, if you start with that open A, you're not going to be able to start down here. And I've kind of learned it on bass guitar to start, so. So that might be easier for you because you can just hammer on that first B. Then it goes into these really quirky kind of walk-ups where it's F sharp to G, G sliding up into that A. That F sharp's just kind of intermittent, kind of a ghost note. You could probably skip it all together. But it's definitely a part of that little walk up and down. And that's something I wanted you to see. I think that might be what you were asking about as far as pre-chorus. That's just a chromatic walk up. And that gets us to that B that we're also going to hit during the chorus when we're playing. So we're hitting an E, B, C, and then this up here is like a F, E, E, C, D. And the reason it's important to hit it up here is so you can hear the slide down to the C. You're actually going up a note from B to C, but you want to hear it slide down and then hit the C. That's just the way the song's played. You know, that little slide. And it's just as important as that slide up from the C. So it's a slide down to the C, even though it's coming down from a, you know, from a note that's right below it. So that's the important part of that pre-chorus, is this, you know. I don't know, one of the things that I really struggled with was even leading into that when we're doing the, is getting this A, B, C, D progression in there. So anyway, I hope that covers all of them. You can kind of go back and watch where my fingers were. Hopefully you can see my fingers well enough. I'll look at that here in a second. And like I said, if you have any great ideas for a webcam recording software that I could use with this device, great. If not, that may be the end of me using this device. I may have to just use a daggone phone that records MP4s. It might be a little easier. All right, man. I hope this helps you out.